I wanted to do a vlog about my oldest daughter, Sarah. And first, it's this. You think this might be kind of like a break of the rules, where I say I'm not going to talk about other people, and it's kind of a stretch of those rules because this is not gossipy at all. It's just about her because she's awesome, and it's appropriate on this little channel about being a geek because she's a huge geek. Oh my goodness, she's a geek. And then it breaks your stereotypes because she's not the typical geek. Um, Other words been used for nerd. I don't know. She's a really smart girl. I mean, she was reading like big books when she was like 7. I mean, she read the whole Harry Potter series when she was, I don't know, young. She read it all in one year, and it's just like, wow, she reads a lot, and I was amazed. The first time I ever heard her mention the water cycle, evaporation, condensation. My goodness, in first grade, she used those words. Kids are growing up a lot quicker than they used to because in first grade I didn't use those kind of words. I didn't talk about condensation until I was like 7th or 8th grade, and I don't think I ever actually. Man, water cycle. Whew, it was awesome. But so she's really smart, extremely smart. She wears glasses, but not all the time, like mine. So maybe she's not the typical nerd. Her grades are not perfect anymore. She's not overly excited about math like I am. But she is very geeky, and I mean, she loves video games more than I do by far, more than I ever did. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have a game console, and you had to have a game console back in the day to be a video game geek. You didn't geek out on video games just to be doing it, but she does. We don't have a console. She doesn't play a lot of computer games. She watches a lot of video games. There are several YouTube channels where they do screenshots of the playing, and she watches those maybe for hours. Watches people play games, and they're funny stuff. She reads a lot of fan fiction, now online fan fiction about really nerdy topics, either like video game characters or science fiction fantasy stuff, maybe superheroes or something. Fan fiction's written about them, or creepy pasta is someone I've heard about. I don't know if that's considered fantasy, but it's borderline horror. So I don't know if that's really considered fantasy, but I think it's really geeky. I think she is just so geeky. And now that she's a teenager, just about everything I say embarrasses her. So, hi Sarah! Yeah, she would be embarrassed if her friend saw this. And I'm going to post her name in the link below, and hopefully she'll get tagged or something. That would be funny. I love you, Sarah. Sarah is one of my best friends. I tell the girls all the time, they're my best friends. And she blows the stereotypes out of the water, and that's my whole theme of life, is go against the stereotypes. Be yourself. It doesn't matter what somebody else says, just be who you are. Except for what your parents say. That's what matters when you're a kid. When you can grow up and move away and be beyond that. But you've got to follow what your parents say to an extent. Parents should not dictate who you are. I mean, they shouldn't make your identity. It has a lot to do with it. That's the nature-nurture thing. Because there's a debate, am I this way naturally, or does somebody make me this way? Well, I think your personality is a mixture of both. But step away from what your parents say to be, and be yourself. Do what they say until you're 18 and you're on your own. Yeah, that's I guess I could probably keep rambling about daddy stuff. I have every book, every vlog, well, almost every one seems like a plug. But I want to talk about daddyhood. I've got a book called Daddyhood, and I'm working up a book called Twinity because daddyhood focuses on being a daddy of younger girls, and I wrote that too long ago. I think it was first published in 2008 when Daddyhood. I revised it and published again in 2011. So it's been 3 years since I've really written a lot about daddyhood. That's why my next book is going to be called Tweenity, because Sarah's a teenager, but the other two are tweens. Well, Becca's technically a tween because she's 13, she's 12, and Belle, I think she's a tween. I don't know what the, I don't know, she's 10. Is she a tween? So a book Tweenity. That's kind of a play on tweens, between kids, you know. But I will be working that up this month, this spring, and man, the light is distracting. Oh man, talk to y'all later.